already. We're building a greenhouse for, you know, plants and stuff, but it's gonna have a much bigger purpose later down the line, and that'll be a whole separate video. But right now we're just gonna build it and maybe put some plants in it. We'll see how far the video gets, but let's just get this thing built first. So like I said, we got all of our lumber already from the store, as well as our greenhouse panels, and I'll show you those in a bit. And it's just a corrugated plastic, clear, and it's pretty cheap. It's pretty good because it's not like a liner or a tarp, and it can't really tear. Not saying it's indestructible, but it is more durable than like a tarp or a liner would be. Yeah, let's get these things cut so that we could stain them and then start putting it together. So let's do that. I didn't finish everything, but I did get a lot of some of the cross bracing done. And unfortunately it's gonna rain soon, I'm pretty sure, and it's getting late anyway, so I'm gonna start staining all this so it could be somewhat protected because it's not pressure treated, and I'll also leave a tarp over it while it's raining, and that'll be it for today. Alright, so this is where I left off yesterday. I put that tarp on top of there to protect it as much as I could from the rain because it did rain last night. But I'm going to finish up the rest of the cross bracing, give it one last coat of stain, and then start throwing on some of the panels. And actually, I'll show you those right now. So this is what the individual panel looks like. It's clear, but it has like this protective plastic on it. So yeah, it's clear, and they're 4x2, and the whole actual greenhouse is like 2 foot on center, so they'll be able to just get stapled right to the pieces of wood, and it should be pretty easy. And if one breaks or I ever need to take it apart, it should be very easy to disassemble the whole thing with staples and Torx bit screws. Alright, so the greenhouse is completely built, at least the structure, which is like most of it. I still have yet to put on the panels, which is pretty straightforward, but I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. But let me just show you how the structure came out. It's pretty big for the cost. At its longest, it's 10 foot by 4 foot, and then 6 feet tall in the front and 8 feet tall in the rear. And yeah, it's pretty good. The only thing I have yet to do is to add another one of these locks at the bottom, because the door isn't actually completely straight. So if I put one at the bottom, it'll be able to close flush. But that opens right up, and you'd walk in, and yeah, it's pretty tall. Like, I can't even reach the top. It's been a couple of days since I last was working on this, so I don't really remember where we left off. So let me just show you how I'm mounting these on. I'm using a staple gun, you know, little cheap thing with cheap staples, and I'm just going ahead and stapling them on. And there's only 9 staples exactly in almost all of them, except for this one right now because it has 10. And for just a couple staples on some little 2x2s, you know, it's all plastic, it's pretty strong. So there is one more thing left to do once all the panels are on, and as you can see on this back wall, all of the 2 foot by 4 foot panels are on. Alright, so there you go. So other than a couple smaller things, like a couple of the panels I have off, leveling out the base, and of course all the stuff that has to go inside, this DIY budget greenhouse is done. So like I just mentioned, I have a couple panels off because I don't have any permanent source of ventilation, and without that, anything in there will just cook because it's all clear panels and almost no light is being reflected out, so it's going to get real hot and humid in there. So I have to leave a couple of those panels off. And I just have to level out some of the ground, but I'm not too sure about what I want to do
in the greenhouse as far as the ground level goes just yet, so I'm holding off on that for now. But this is the location where it will stay, and it looks pretty good. If you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.